Happy Thursday, everyone. Welcome to the Third and 10 podcast, season 2, episode 79, our final episode of season 2. And it comes on draft day. So I will say it's been fun these past few years hosting this podcast. We went through a lot of changes, name changes, co-host changes, but finally we have something in place with a co-host that I truly love having and I'm glad I get to work with every single week. So, and he'll be joining us in just a bit in Brian Germanaro. So, but today is a special day for 257 college prospects who will have their lives changed forever starting today through Saturday. As it is the NFL draft. It's it's great for us as fans to witness, right? To see who our teams will take in these 7 rounds that are upcoming. These college prospects, they work so damn hard to make it to the league, and they finally get to, have their dreams come true. As a Giants fan, barring any trades of the sorts, at least 8 players will become New York Football Giants. We know the obvious guy is going to be Abdul Carter, number 3. Like I said, barring any major trades, it seems like the top 5 of the draft is pretty set. And I know I've criticized some players in this draft, whether it's Jackson Dart or mostly just Jackson Dart. It's basically like I did last year with Drake May, because I was like, oh, Drake May isn't gonna be the guy. The Giants shouldn't get him. If we get Drake May, I'm gonna be hella mad. No. Look, I get it, and half of it is true. I don't want Dart, and the other part of me is like, who am I to criticize? I'm not a scout. I'm just a podcast host. I try my best to look at these players and I give my honest opinion. The point is that I believe in Joe Shane and I believe in Brian Dable to do the right thing. And whether to trade up, trade down, stay at 3, get out of 3, whatever they want to do starting tonight, I believe in them, as we all should. As long as we have improvement every single season when it comes to this team, I am a happy camper. And these past couple of years, we haven't really had that. I mean, we finished 3-14 last year, or 4-13, whatever the case may be. This is honestly the biggest draft in recent history, or in recent memory, I should say, for this Giants team, because it's a make or break season in this upcoming year for Shane and Dable. I love them both. When we hired them, I was so happy because of their success in Buffalo. And they made the playoffs their first year with the Giants. Well, these past couple of years, it's been a struggle. The moves we make tonight hopefully lead to success in 2025. And if all goes to plan, Abdul Carter at 3 would be such an amazing pick. Someone I never expected that we would get at 3rd overall. Yeah, he's going to be a guy that would change our pass rush. But it just matters what happens. The most important thing to look into is what happens after Carter. Are we going to trade up to get a quarterback? Are we going to trade down? What are we going to do? We don't know. But that's the great thing about the draft is expect the unexpected. And tonight, I'm all for it. And Shane, the Giants front office, Mara, I believe in y'all, man. I loved y'all since I was a kid. I'll never stop loving y'all. But tonight, starting tonight, I should say, I do hope the Giants make the right moves that will help us compete and have a better record in 2025. And that, my friends, is Taste of Nate. As always, I'm joined by my guy, Brian Germanaro. My guy, it's draft day.
It is. I went to bed with draft day. The movie on last night, so I went to bed with last night. Gotta get ready.
I watched it during my shift.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta do it, right?
You have to do it. You have to do it. It's not a good movie, but you have to watch it.
Unrealistic,
Nope.
but a good movie, to say the least.
I also learned you
Now,
shouldn't shave before you go on a podcast because you cut yourself and you look like an idiot with a band-aid on your face. If you can find the band-aid. It's right here.
dang.
Oh, it was bleeding bad.
Ah, sheesh, man. What kind of shaver did you use?
It's a razor.
Oh, razor. You know, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
like, they have skin-safe razors, I'm sure.
Yeah, but just nicks, you know.
Nixon, yeah, all the things. All right. Shaving for a special occasion today, huh?
Exactly. Yeah, I'm like,
There
you
you
know what?
go.
It's draft day. I should look nice. I got the Soto jersey on, and then I bleed profusely out of my face.
There you go. But how you feeling, my friend? In terms, I know you say you're nervous.
Nervous, excited but nervous because I'm not nervous at 3 because I'm 99% sure it's the pick is Carter. I'm nervous of when we get to pick 22 through 32 that we're gonna trade back up into the draft.
I honestly hope we trade up because there are a few quarterbacks out there that could be available in the late 20s that will be worth trading up for. Because once round 2 starts, I honestly think there's no guarantee that any of the top quarterbacks will be quote unquote top quarterbacks will be available, and that being Sanders, Milroe, Dart, all 3 of those guys could go in the late first round if you don't trade up for him. So, and plus with Cleveland at pick 33 in round 2. To kick off Friday, they're not going quarterback at number 2 overall. They could get quarterback at to start round 2 on Friday. So I just think it's important for us to definitely trade up for one if we are going to do that. And there have been quite a few rumors starting to start the morning off, including the Giants, according to Dan Graziano, saying that our preference is Jackson Dart. And as much as that irritated me a little bit to start the morning, like I said in my Taste of Nate segment, man, if he's the guy, so be it.
Yeah.
Obviously, don't get him at 3, but if he's the guy that they believe in and want to trade up for,
that's the big caveat. At 3, we're gonna have the same reaction to Daniel Jones, but like Brian Dable has such a track record with quarterbacks. Like he liked Stroud, he liked Jane Daniels, he liked Drake May. Those were quarterbacks he wanted, and that means, at least to me, he has an good NFL quarterback. And if he's seeing something in Jackson Dart where he goes, I can turn that into a good quarterback, regardless of the problems we have with him. Like, I don't like the system he was running at Ole Miss. It's not an NFL style system. Quarterbacks have a hard time translating from that. But if he's seeing something that we're not seeing, and it's, a second round pick or maybe like pick 30, and it's Jackson Dart, I can live with it and be like, okay, you know what? This is their guy. Let's roll with it. We're still getting a high impact player in Carter, and now we're set for the future as well.
And look, if he is the guy, then and it's not just that, like, oh, okay, it's their guy. That's their future.
Yeah,
because
Arch Manning's out next year. I hope they realize that. If everyone wants if everyone wants Dart, and like, well, if he doesn't work out, it's quarterback next year. No, it's Jackson Dart for the next couple of years.
Because he's the guy that
whoever they draft.
Because he's, whether it's Milroe or Sanders somehow or Dart, that's the guy that Shane is like, okay, my future relies on this guy succeeding at the next level, and if he doesn't, there goes my job. Like I mentioned, 2025 is going to be a big year for the both of them. After these past couple seasons of struggles and pain for a lot of us fans, and frustration for the franchise. Obviously we're going to get Carter unless something drastic happens, but we need to really nail this draft, dude. 1,000%. From round 2 to 7, trading up, trading down, we really just got to make the right picks. So that way in 2025, even with a tough schedule, we just compete. And I hope we do that.
That's all this year. It's competing, not winning, competing.
Yes, that's the most important
thing. No embarrassment anymore.
No, sir. So, but overall, for today, pretty simple day. We'll do our final Giants mock draft. By the way, my final round 1 mock draft is live on BELLYUPSPORTS.com. So I hope you guys go check it out. I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun writing that because I haven't written in quite some time.
You can actually write on Belly Up again. It's nice.
I know. It's been some time, my friend. It's been some time. But yeah, we're going to do our final Giants mock draft for 2025 in just a bit. We'll do a round 1 update on the NBA playoffs, including the Lakers getting the win in game 2. Love it. We'll do our Flush and Faithful segment with Brian as always, and then we'll do our post-game segment, including some NFL news across the league, including a receiver finding a new home. But the new home is a place where receivers go to die. So,
hey, this new receiver is going to have a new quarterback to play with.
That is true. So maybe they'll rise up again.
Maybe. We'll talk about this later.
Yeah, exactly. Excited for that for sure. But we'll get right into it, my friend. Our final Giants mock draft. We each made our mock draft last night. Me specifically, at like midnight, my time. So let's get right into it. Who did you have? Obviously, I mean, there's no need to.
It's Carter at Carter at 3, right? We both have Carter at 3. Let's go.
No doubt about it. He's ready for New York, man. He was talking to a reporter.
I love that because it destroyed so many people's stupid arguments.
I know.
The argument was so dumb to begin with, but people were falling for it. And then Carter just comes out and goes, yeah, if I get drafted by New York, Philly is gone. I'm like, yeah, the way every NFL player is. These people are either like below the age of 14 or just morons. They're saying stuff like that.
It's like if you gotta have some logic, man. Like, of course, what are they gonna do? Oh no, I know I was stressed about the Giants, but I always love the Eagles. Like when we play the Eagles, I'll take it easy on them. Like, no, that's not how it works. It's like it's great that they're Eagle. I mean, Victor Cruz was I think he was a Jets fan.
Cowboy fan.
Cowboy fan, yes.
Lawrence Taylor was a Cowboy fan, and his dad was a Washington fan. Like 90, I guarantee you, 95% that Giants roster was not Giants fans when they were growing up. The only one who might be is Tommy DeVito.
Good point by him, by the way, who's still on the roster.
Everybody else, not Giants fans.
And that goes for all, the other 31 teams.
Eli Manning was a Saints fan, people.
Yeah. He grew up in Louisiana. Like all 32 NFL teams, I can guarantee you the majority of their roster isn't a fan of the team that they're on. That's not how it works, man.
It's 1% probably. It's 1%.
The dream is to play in the NFL no matter what team it is. Sure, there's places you don't want to go, but at the end,
you prefer to play for your favorite team growing up, but it's not like you're gonna play bad because you're not playing for them.
Exactly. Because you play bad, it just ruins. You're just ruining yourself. So
exactly, you're only ruining yourself.
Yeah, but he's ready, man. Carter's ready for He was talking to a reporter, and the reporter was like, I think Carter asked for his name, and he was like, I'm looking forward to seeing you more in New York. And I was like, you sure are, my friend.
Yes, sir.
And it's crazy, dude. I mean, obviously we won't go into the pick too much, but I just never expected us to even be in the running for Carter, because I thought I was going to go number 2, and we would get Travis Hunter or whatever the case may be. But I mean, if all goes well tonight, and it's Ward and Hunter at 1 and 2, like we got ourselves the best overall prospect in this draft. And you mentioned it before, and a couple weeks ago when we had our first mock draft, you were talking about how he just based off his skills and traits, like he is the overall best prospect, offense or defense. So yeah, our pass rush is definitely going to be.
I can't wait. I honestly cannot wait to watch pass rush next year.
It's going to be one of the best, man. I mean, Burns, Lawrence, Carter, and then as long as we pick up Tips, we are going to pick up Tips as a 5th-year option, barring any crazy moves. But he's still going to be on the roster this upcoming year. Yeah, I'll be shocked if we trade him tonight, because it's like what are we doing? Is it worth it? Well, I believe, but I'll be shocked to say the least if we trade Mr. Thibodeau. So Round 2, pick 34, my friend. Who do you have going here for the Giants?
So I have Walter Nolan, the defensive tackle out of Ole Miss. We talked about great how much better Dexter Lawrence was when he had Leonard Williams behind him, and I think a big emphasis in this draft should be finally getting that Leonard Williams replacement. And Walter Nolan fits that role so well. Imagine a pass rush. A pass was already amazing. Now put that talented who's got a first-round grade on him behind Dexter Lawrence, or put him on like the left end where Williams used to play. The defensive line got so much better. So it'll help in the run block too. So give me Walter Nolan at 34.
I love it. For me, he was still on the board, so I got him. Jalen Milroe from the University of Alabama. Look, we talked about him before. He's a developmental guy, but he's a project that's worth investing in, man. He can be a franchise quarterback at the next level. He has all the traits, dude. He can run with the football. He is arguably one of the best ever to come out of the draft that can run the football at his position. He has one of the best deep balls out there. As we discussed before, the only thing with him is that he needs to work on his inconsistencies, and he can't really throw the ball as well in the short and intermediate areas. But if he can improve on that, that is teachable. That can be worked on easily. There's no doubt he can be the next franchise quarterback for this Giants team, and he is my preference. Realistically, because I know a certain Colorado quarterback is likely going to be taken in the first round, but there have been a lot of interesting things said about him, including an anonymous source, just making sure that he falls based off his comments, saying how terrible Shedeur is, and to me that's terrible. But that's why they're anonymous and whatever, so he can go F himself. But anyways, this is where things I'm sure change a little bit. For our mock drafts as we head towards round 3, my friend. Who do you have going at pick 65?
I have Tate Ratledge, the interior offensive lineman from Georgia. I think, like I've done this mock draft many times, trenches. That's where we have to win in this league. We have to figure out a way to stop the Eagles' pass rush from coming at us next year. I think the interior offensive line is still a little weak. We don't know what JMS is. I think Tunney's going to have a bounce back year. And I know we re-signed Greg Van Roten, but do you really want Van Roten as, a right guard for a whole year? It's either Van Roten or Evan Neal. Like, I like Van Roten, and it seems like the locker room does, but I see him more as like a vibes guy, like a guy to captain, not someone starting. So I think Tate Ratledge is perfect. He's someone with experience, did good at Georgia. He could kind of slide in day one, or if he needs a little time to develop, Roten can start the first month, and then you slowly kind of put him in. So that's why I got him going at number 99, number 65 to us.
All righty. For me, I also went in the trenches, but on the defensive side of the ball this time. I went with Omar Norman Lott, the defensive lineman.
I love him. Him.
He's been rising up draft boards a little bit recently, and with him he's a definition of he's more than meets the eye. He's played less than 500 snaps these past couple seasons, but he has an 18.9% win rate when it comes to the pass rush. And the reason why he's played less than 500 snaps these past couple seasons is because of the rotation. Tennessee's defensive line, they kind of like to rotate guys a lot. But he wins with that athleticism. He wins with agility. He's violent when he's on the field, which I love to see for sure. And, you mentioned with Nolan, right? The Giants' defensive line, we're trying to improve it because the depth behind Dexter Lawrence is not that great. There's a lot of guys on the defensive line, but
but no one that can take up that role of Lawrence. If Lawrence goes down, there's no one that will step into that starter role and play average. Because no one's going to replace Dexter Lawrence. But
no,
can there be somebody that could, tread water? No one can do that. We don't have that guy.
Yeah, we saw that last year, dude, when Lawrence was out for the second half of the season. That defensive line was just terrible.
Terrible.
Right, he was out, right? Am I tripping? No,
Lawrence was out.
Okay, good. I was gonna say
Lawrence missed some time.
Yeah, he missed some time. So, Nunez Roches and Elijah Chapman. I love those guys, but it's just like when they were in there, they killed us.
Yeah,
they took advantage, just ran the football right through. So, all righty. Pick 99, sir. Who do we have going here?
I got someone that's kind of my fan favorite. Cameron Scabito, the running back from Arizona State. No one really heard of him until the playoffs last year. had a great playoff last year and, had a great season. Combined him with Tyrone Tracy, we got a 1-2 punch that will, finally make us, not have to rely on the quarterback play because we don't know what we're going to get from Russell Wilson or Jameis Winston. And we have a 1-2 punch in that backfield that we know can get 5-6 yards a gain. That's going to help the Giants offense immensely, especially with this upgraded offensive line in front of them.
All right, for me, I went with Harold Fanning Jr., the tight end from Bowling Green.
I was like backup pick with this one. Those are the two I was torn between. But I'm like, no, I have to go. We're gonna be running. We gotta be a run first team. I'm basically building the Steelers here. Great defense, good run game, and a good wide receiver out left.
Hell yeah, Tracy's a good RB1 as it is, and you pair him up with a power back and a Scatterbo who can do it all as well. Catch the ball, run with the ball, all the things. That's a hell of a pick. I will tell you that. Our running game would be so much better with Scatterbo on this team. But for me, I want the tight end, man. He's a playmaker. He's a guy that he's basically a rack guy. Run after catch, you give him the ball, he's gonna get you some yardage, man. I tell you that. He's a decent blocker, which is good. Good first step off the snap. He's overall someone I like to have. I know we have Bellinger. I know we have Greg Dulcich, and we have the other name is, I'm losing it right now. The other tight end. Oh, Theo Johnson. Duh. I
was going to say, like, Theo Johnson?
Yeah, Theo Johnson.
I'm like, there's no way just Theo Johnson.
Yeah, I feel like we kind of given up on Bellinger a little bit, I will say, it seems like. And if we have Fanning out there, he'll be a much better weapon than Bellinger. And you have two tight ends in Johnson and Fanning that can catch the football and are pretty big targets, to say the least. So, hey, the more weapons, the better.
Hurts is a blocker, so
exactly.
Dump Bellinger off for like a late round pick, another swing at it, to put another potential thing.
Why not? The more weapons, the better for our quarterbacks.
Yep.
And I love Fanning, dude. He led all tight ends in yardage. He had like over 1,400 yards, I believe, last year receiving, which is insane for a tight end. But hey, he got it done. So, round 4, pick 105.
We have a trade. We've traded back. The New York Jets have called us. Our roommates, they've called us, and they offered us pick 110 and pick 207 for pick 105. So I'm like, you know what? Get an extra 6th-round pick for moving back 5 slots. Probably can still get the guy I want. Why not?
Okay.
We're at 110.
All right. You can go ahead. Who'd you have?
All right, I got Ozzie Trapilo, the offensive tackle from Boston College. I just feel like, right tackle is still a little bit of a question. Illuminor, do you really want him playing all season there? Evan Neal is a question there. Why not bring in, grab a guy in the 4th round who could be developmental and maybe become something. Maybe becomes an average guy with our offensive line coach.
Okay. So spoiler alert, no trades for me. I'm boring again.
That's my one trade. Was the Jets.
Yes. But yeah, I picked 105. I went with Kobe Bryant, the cornerback from Kansas. We do need some depth at tight end because outside of Adebo and Banks and Phillips, there's not really guys I feel confident in. Cordell Flott, I feel a little confident in, but
he could be a cut candidate though.
I'm telling you, we need some depth, man. So Kobe Bryant was one guy I wanted to have. He has 4 interceptions in the past couple of seasons. 91.3 run defense grade according to Pro Football Focus. So that was impressive to see there. He has the hitter's mentality. He's not afraid to wrap up or deliver the big blow. Long arms. He's a playmaker, man. He wants to make big plays all the time. That's who he is. That's his DNA. And not saying he's going to be an immediate starter at the next level for us, but he'll be someone that I feel confident in having to put into the nickel role or at the CB2 role if necessary for the Giants. So give me Kobe Bryant at pick 105. As we head towards pick 154 of round 5, my friend, who do we have going here?
I have Kyle McCord, the quarterback from Syracuse. I
love it.
You talked about Tates and Nate's schedule on, was it last Thursday? You talked about him?
Yes, that is
last
correct.
Thursday. I think the Giants have to come away with this class with a quarterback, but I'm fine waiting for the later rounds. If they want to go with a guy like McCord or Riley Leonard or Dylan Gabriel, just someone that's going to sit and be like, okay, this guy is a development guy, but we don't have such a high draft pick behind them that, say, if Dable and Shane lose their jobs, we can easily move on from McCord too and just completely start over fresh for next year. So they have a quarterback to develop, but they're not hamstringed by him having like a top pick on him like Daniel Jones was when they were regime changes.
Yeah, man, McCord is no doubt my favorite prospect in this. My favorite late round prospect in this year's draft. Man, he's my guy. I will say that I would want later in the rounds, and I will say Riley Leonard has definitely. I don't know if it's your fault or just watching his quarterback class, but he's someone I fall in love with. For sure, because he's such a great guy. Like, yes, he does have issues literally with throwing the football, which is what quarterbacks do. But he's such a great guy. He can run with the ball. And it's look, he can throw the ball. It's just we need more consistency.
It's just not great when he throws it.
Yeah.
It looks kind of ugly.
Yeah, we just need more consistency. So I do love McCord. Great pick. I love it. In round 5.
Thank you.
For me, I went with the Willie Lampkin, the guard from North Carolina. The only major thing with him is his size. Like, he is short. He is 5'11", which is short as heck for an offensive lineman. So he most likely could play center, but he's listed as a guard, so he can play both. But I will say with him that he has a competitive spirit when it comes to him. He has 5 years of production during his time in college. His leverage, despite being short, will help him at the next level. And will help him also carve a role in an NFL offense. So he's no doubt going to be a backup to start his career, no doubt about it. But he does remind me of a Jason Kelsey type. Kelsey's was undersized, right? And he ended up having a long career. Not saying that Lampkin's going to beat Kelsey, but just because you made it this far despite your height, who's to say that you can't?
Yeah,
final role in the NFL. Yeah, so give me Lampkin here at pick 154. So we head towards pick 210 of round 7. Yeah, round 7 or round 6.
I picked 207.
Right, it's because you traded. Yeah, you
110 and 207 is what I got.
110, 207. Gotcha. So who do you have going at 207?
I have Teddy Buchanan, the linebacker from Cal. Like we've said many times before, the future of the linebacking core is unknown, especially with McFadden's contract coming up. They need depth at that position, someone that could step in. I think Buchanan's a perfect guy. Yeah, see, he's got the Cal hat. Perfect guy to come in, sit behind them, just kind of be that backup and depth role. Basically, the 6th and 7th round, you're just looking for depth players. I think Buchanan could fill that role perfectly.
Micah McFadden was a 6th round pick.
Exactly.
There you go.
Never know with these guys.
Never know, my friend. And then as you said, so now we're at 219.
219, yeah.
Thank you.
And I have
yes,
Onrod Gadsden II, the tight end from Syracuse.
Reuniting McCord and Gadsden. All right, I love it.
Yeah, no. So like you said, we need some depth at tight end. Bellinger kind of on his way out. I would like to trade him, try to get some draft capital for him, but you need someone behind him. I think Gadsden's perfect. And plus, it gives McCord someone he's familiar with when he's at training camp and preseason to kind of help him develop and maybe play a little better than he would if he's just trying to get chemistry with everybody across the board.
Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah. And you know me, I love when NFL teams or college teammates, I should say, kind of team up in the NFL again. Kind of build that chemistry and help them succeed at the next level. So, McCord and Gadsden, they were quite a duo during their time as part of the Orange. So love to see him back according to your mock draft. Pick 219 for me, I have Jackson Slater, the guard from Sacramento State. Interesting prospect, 6'4", 316, California guy, which I love, obviously, for biased reasons here. But he's going to be, no doubt, a backup to start his career, but he can play guard or center at the next level. Has an 88.2 pass block grade according to Pro Football Focus. Long arms. He does lack a punch to himself, but he is quick for a lineman. So, adding depth to the O-line is important, like we've said multiple times. So why not the man from Sacramento State coming to the Giants? So give me Slater here at 219. And at 246, our final pick of this draft. Who do we have going here, my friend?
I have Justin Wally, the cornerback from Minnesota. Like I said, it's about depth, addressing those needs. We feel confident with our secondary. Like I said, if Flock be a cut candidate, I like just bring in a late round guy just to kind of round it out. Okay, we have him in case something goes wrong.
Oh, yeah. Finally, LaQuint Allen for me, the running back from Syracuse, is my final pick here in round 7. Third down specialist guy. Hey, the Syracuse boys, baby. We are a Syracuse pipeline. I tell you that. We
are.
Yeah. So, third down specialist. He's a reliable pass catcher out of the backfield. He doesn't have any top end speed, but he did rush for over 1,000 yards last year and 16 touchdowns to go along with it. 64 catches for 520 plus yards for Syracuse in 2024. So. And he's a good pass protector, which I love. So he can run with the football. He does lack the frame a little bit, but he can catch the ball out of the backfield, so he can be like a third down specialist because I feel like he's better receiving back compared to Tracy. So I'm throwing a dart at a running back.
It's the 6th round. Like you don't know what
6th, 7th round, like exactly. So yeah, so that is our final mock draft of 2025. So we'll find out who we really get starting tonight. It's gonna be so much fun seeing who we get, man. Obviously, this is as we get closer, we know who we're gonna get at 3. But the beauty of this draft is anything can happen. So yes, we are most likely guaranteed Carter at 3, but you just never freaking know, man.
Nope.
Until we see it until we see it live, which reminds me, I have to get a TV subscription. Right.
Oh my God, how do you forget that?
Right. Okay, here's the thing.
The most important thing for this.
I had Sling TV this past couple of days because that's how I watched the NBA playoffs. However, they charged me twice, and I almost had to get my card. Almost got my card canceled. I kind of might have to actually, because my bank sent me a text like, "Did you make this purchase?" I'm like, "Well, I didn't mean to get charged twice, so no." And they're like, "Oh, okay, we'll close your card." I'm like, "No, don't do that.
No, just take the purchase off.
Just take the purchase off." So it was a whole mess. So I blame Sling TV. You guys freaking suck. I hope I get my refund quick because you guys suck. But yeah, I might have to go to get YouTube TV because I feel like they're more of a dependable brand compared to Sling. So
yeah.
But yeah, I'll probably get that tonight before they start the draft and all the good stuff. But as we go from the NFL to the NBA, just a quick little update across the league in terms of playoffs. I know we discussed a little bit on Tuesday, and we had 6 games that were played since then. So I want to get into it just a little bit here. Damian Lillard returned for the Bucks on Tuesday as he took on the Pacers in game 2. He was all right, had 14 points, 7 assists. Didn't matter though. Pacers spoiled his return. They take a 2-0 series lead.
Good for them.
Over the Milwaukee Bucks. Yes, Siakam had 24. Halliburton had 21 and 12 assists. Giannis had a monster game, 34 points and 18 rebounds and 7 assists, but he just has no help, man. Honestly,
no,
there's no help over there.
The Pacers are playing exactly like I said they should on Tuesday. Just you let Giannis score, but make sure everyone else is locked up because Giannis can't beat you on his own.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess
Giannis can beat you on his own, but when you're a team as good and as well versed as the Pacers are, he's going to have a much harder time doing it.
Pacers got some dependable depth, is what I like to say when it comes to the the Bucks just don't have that. I mean, Bobby Portis put up 28 points of his own, which is great. I mean, at least he, stepped up for the Bucks when they needed him as a second option. But it's like
rely on Bobby Portis.
Exactly, it's
20
consistency
a night for every playoff game. No,
it's consistency that matters, man. And I think the biggest thing in this game was that Indiana went 19-19 from the free throw line, and Milwaukee went 13-19. So.
We talk about it all the time. Like when it comes to more March Madness, especially for gamblers, when they're just trying to hit a spread, it's like you make your free throws. That's how you win games. And if you're gonna hit 19 of 19, that's 19 free points you were given. You're gonna win.
Damn right. You're doing something right. That's the case. So look, I thought this series was going to go 6 games, but unless Milwaukee,
5. I think it's 5. Unless Milwaukee can go home and rally off that home energy, and Giannis has like a career night in game 3, I think Milwaukee's in big trouble here.
Well, speaking to the media, he did say he knows what he FN needs to do, or what the H he needs to do. So,
but what else more can he do? He's putting up 30 a night.
Hey man, Dame needs to hopefully. I know
It's
he
Dame.
just
It's
came
Dame
back.
that needs to step up, but like,
Yeah,
he had a blood clot in
he
his
just
leg.
came back.
Like he
Yeah,
just came back. Like you can't just rush someone into the playoffs and hope they have the same level of experience. We saw last year with the Mets with Senga. They put Senga on the mound for not pitching all year, and he gives a home run in the first inning.
yeah, and I mean, obviously that didn't break your season, but it's like that's an
No,
example.
we
Well,
rallied back
like you,
as we were
yeah,
talking in a few minutes, but the point remains that when you rush guys back, they can't, they need
it's not
time to
good.
kind of go back into the swing of things, and you can't do that in a playoff atmosphere. It hurts you.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate that Lillard had to go through that and everything, and we're
Yeah.
glad that he's
a great player, but
great player,
it's just like,
no doubt.
how can you rely on him right now?
You can't. You just can't. So, yeah, in the end, the 2-0 series lead over the Bucks, and it could be, over sooner rather than later. So, alrighty. OKC and Memphis. Memphis played a lot better in game 2. No doubt about
You made it somewhat competitive. You're still gonna lose in 4.
Dude, OKC is they're relentless, dude. They won
OKC's like, we
118-99.
kind of feel bad for these guys. Maybe let's not play at 100%. Maybe we'll scale it back a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. They did have some struggles, but they, dude, they're unbelievable.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm telling you, for all 48 minutes, they were just on fire, dude. Hitting shots from the, even towards the end, they were just pushing the ball down the court, jacking up shots, just staying competitive throughout the entire game as if they were down. It just seemed like they played towards the end of the game like they were down 10 points. Like they just kept firing away and playing and executing, and yeah, I mean they got the job done early. Jaren Jackson Jr. had 26 points. Yeah, had 23. Shea had 27 for OKC, and Chet Holmgren had 20 and 11. Yeah, this team is just too much for Memphis, man. No doubt about it. And look, Memphis can play as hard as they want as they head back home to Memphis for games 3 and 4. But I just, if any series is going to end in a sweep, it's this series. The Grizzlies they hobbled into the playoffs. They lost to Golden State. They beat Dallas. That's great to get into the next round, but they just don't have it. So yeah, just want to quick thoughts about that one. The Lakers got a win, 94-85 in Game 2. Thank God. They played with so much more, better energy in Game 2. They were winning 34-15 at the end of the first quarter. They didn't hold back or look back afterwards, man, and it was close at times, but Lakers played, like I said, a lot better. Luka was great, 31, 12, and 9, almost a triple-double. Bron had 21, 11, and 7 for the Lakers. And look, I like I said before, if we're gonna win this series, we're gonna calm Edwards down and allow other guys to beat us, which includes Julius Randle, who had 27 in this game, and Edwards had 25. But the supporting cast, they did not play like they did in Game 1 for Minnesota, which I called it. They were held to 38% shooting as a team and 20% from the 3-point line. And by the way, those refs in that game freaking suck, booty cheeks. 46 fouls were called in combined for both teams. But I'm just saying, we got called for more fouls. So Minnesota, you can't blame the refs, and you can't get mad at us because we had more fouls committed.
Breaking news: Giants and Browns most likely keeping picks. It is seen as long shots. Any one of them trade out of the top 3.
Thank you for that. That means we're getting Carter.
Pretty much. That pretty much secures Carter.
Guaranteed.
Because I think there was still a world where a team blew us away at 3. I think right now it's dead.
Yeah, which is good. Let's see.
Jordan Schwartz had that. Jordan Schultz had that. I'm sorry. Jordan Schultz had that.
Shout out to him, man. But yeah.
Sorry, keep going. I think it's draft day. This draft stuff, we got to talk.
You're good. You're good. And I'm saving this quote here about Shedeur Sanders for later on. So I just saw it and I wanted to save it real quick. But yeah, man, Lakers got the win. Tie the series up 1-1. Keep it simple. Play this, play the same like you did in Game 2 and Games 3 and 4 and 5. On a round 2 we go. Boston, Orlando, 109-100 in favor of the Celtics last night to take a 2-0 series lead. No Tatum, no problem for the Celtics. Jaylen Brown had 36 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. Porzingis added 20 and 10, despite having getting hit in the head and having to leave the game for a little bit with the bloody face. But yeah, Orlando, I would
Thanks
think
for coming out.
Yeah, I thought they would compete last night without Jason Tatum for the Celtics, but
yeah, like that was their best shot. Like they're missing.
Yeah.
Like I know Jaylen Brown's really good. Porzingis is good. They have good depth, but Tatum runs that team. And if you're missing Tatum, that's your best shot to get a game in on them. You couldn't beat this team without Tatum. You're screwed.
Yeah. Magic was 7 for 29 3-point range, 15 at 24 from the free throw line. Wagner had 25, Paolo had 32, but the supporting cast just wasn't there for Orlando last night. So yeah, as they head towards Orlando for games 3 and 4, this is another series that could end in a sweep, honestly, because Boston's
dominant. Yeah,
they're dominant, man. So Cleveland over Miami, 121-112.
It was 20. Thanks for coming out, Heat.
It was 25-24 after the first quarter, so it was a close game. And Miami will always be competitive, but Cleveland outscored the Heat 43-27 in the second quarter.
Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah, take a 68-51 lead at halftime. Hero had 33, 6 and 5 for Miami to lead them. But Mitchell, man, he's a star. 30 points, 36 and 6 to lead the Cavs, who shot 48% from the 3-point line. So great shooting team, man. They got the supporting cast behind Mitchell to compete for the East, and at this rate, it's going to be Boston and Cleveland in the Eastern Conference Finals, no doubt about it. So, shout out to the Heat, man, for playing hard, but it's just not enough when you face a juggernaut like this. Who, the Cavs are a consistent team that played well all year long, and yeah, no doubt about it. So, and then finally, Houston 109, Golden State 94 in Game 2 to tie the series up 1-1. Jimmy Butler was lost early for the Warriors with a pelvic contusion. Basically, he fell on his ball on his private part after 8.
He fell on his balls
after 8 minutes of play. And the Golden State, dude, that was.
Did they had to wheelchair him out?
I think he was carried off by his team.
He was carried off.
I think I'm not for certain what exactly happened.
Listen, every man's been there, and we all our thoughts and prayers with Jimmy Butler right now. That is a very painful and embarrassing situation.
All I know is that I picked him to get over a certain amount of points, and
he fell on his balls.
Yeah, so I'm just like, at least I got my entry refunded. So shout out.
Good. Shout out
to that.
Shout out that. If a player has to leave because he fell on his balls, you will get your money back.
Could have won 20 if he scored 20 points, but I digress. Because he was definitely going to score 20 points.
He fell on
but
his balls.
he just had to fall. The Warriors are lackluster. His balls. He was. What's it called? The Warriors losing him was kind of just the turning point for this Warriors team. I mean, Curry had 20 points and 9 assists, but the offense was just lackluster outside of Steph Curry. And for the Rockets, shout out to them, man. They woke up. Jalen Green had 38 points after just 6 points in Game 1, and Sengun had 17 and 16 and 7 to help Houston tie this series up. So, well, it should be okay for Game 3. But it's just funny how he went down with the injury that he did. And yeah, so you set up 1-1.
Those injuries are always the best because the announcer kind of talks around it. It's like, no, we all saw what happened, right?
Yeah, there's no
struggling out there. He's fighting for his life right now.
There's no sugarcoating it. He is set for an MRI.
He's not getting MRI.
Yeah, he is set. Yeah, it's interesting to see. Yeah, so basically, for those of you who don't know, it came on a freak play. So Amen Thompson was stumbling, going for an offensive rebound, and his lower half got tangled up. So his lower part of his body got tangled up, and then he undercut Butler because Butler was airborne in the air to get the board as well. So that's why, when Butler literally fell
on his balls.
Yeah. So, But yeah, man, hope it's scary to say the least. He struggled to get up, and he didn't shoot free throws before he left, but he was walked off and assisted by the Warriors training staff. But we'll know about the severity of the injury after he gets an MRI today. So yeah, if they lose, then that's gonna be big for them.
We've all been there.
Yeah, but if they lose
I took a street ball straight to that area. I felt like I couldn't breathe for 10 minutes. I thought I was gonna die.
Yeah, but if they lose him for quite some time, that Golden State team.
Oh, they lose them, yeah, they're done. But it'll be okay.
Yeah. So, all righty, my friend. As we shift from the NBA to MLB, as we are now.
Oh, is it time to talk about the best team in baseball?
You guys did sweep the Phillies, and I'm kidding. I'm not butthurt about it. It was a good series, sort of competitive. But
I would say game 3 was competitive. Game 1, the 9th inning was competitive. Game 2 wasn't at all.
No,
I would say game 3. You guys showed a good fight. Good fight.
Yeah, but not only are you guys the best team in baseball now, but you guys also have the biggest division lead out of all the 6 divisions in Major League Baseball.
And that's huge. That was gonna be a big talking point for my during the segment. So let's hop right into it. Nate, you could stay if you want, or you can go. Either one. Regardless, like Nate said, we had the biggest lead in all baseball. We have 18-7, best record in baseball. A game up on the San Diego Padres for the best record in all baseball. On pace for 117 wins. That would shatter our record of 108 set back in 1986 when we won the World Series. Now, they're not going to keep up 117 win pace because that would break the all-time record as well. But it is good to know. Currently on a 7-game win streak, 8-2 in the last 10 games, 12-1 at home. Their best start of the season at home in franchise history. And look, like Nate said, the biggest lead over any division. All right, I think the NL Central and the Cubs are the closest to us. We have a 5-game lead over the Phillies. They have a 1.5 lead. Now, is it early? Yes, but baseball has such ebbs and flows. The Mets are really hot right now, and the Phillies and everybody else aren't. So let's build up as big a lead as possible. So when the Mets do eventually go on that kind of bit of a slide, it's not the end of the world because they have that nice cushion already. That's going to help us a lot, especially when it comes down to games that matter in August and September. They're not going to have the same intensity. They'll be intense, but it's not going to be like last year, the Mets, where every single game mattered. It's, well, you've won games already in April and stuff, so this is just making up for it now. Like the Diamondbacks started off slow last year. Had they won 1 or 2 more games in April, they would have made the postseason. So for all those to say, April games don't matter, they kind of do. So the hot start's great. I know we're going back down to earth, but I love what I'm seeing. The lowest amount of runs scored, lowest amount of runs given up with 69. And as of right now, the Mets are the team to beat in the NL East. I know Belly Up Sports posted an article over the winter about how the Phillies are the best team in the East. I know they're still the team to beat in the NL East. Well, that's just dead wrong. Over A, the Mets just swept them. B, the Mets have owned the Phillies, so that article probably shouldn't have even been written. But since September of 2024, the Mets have a 10-4 record against the Philadelphia Phillies. And to close out 2024, where they played each other 3 times from September to October, the Mets were 7-4. So they kind of owned the Phillies. So I'm not sure where this narrative started that they were the team to beat. But let's look over the article. Let's see what what is the word? Nate, what's the word for coworkers?
Coworker.
Thank you. Coworkers. Let's see what our coworker was talking about. So he said the Mets made no impactful signings outside of Soto, pointing to Griffin Canning and Clay Holmes. Well, Clay Holmes has a 3.616 ERA, 34 strikeout, which leads the team, a 1.36 WHIP over 25 and 2/3 innings. And Griffin Canning leads the team with a 3.12 ERA, 26 strikeouts, and a 1.38 WHIP. So I don't know about you, but when the Mets had the best pitching staff and the best team ERA in all the league, and those two are big reasons for it, pitching, I wouldn't say dominantly, but, serviceably, pretty good, pretty impactful signings. Our coworker also said that the Phillies bullpen will be much improved. Well, that is probably the coldest take in the entire article because so far this series, the Phillies have blown 7 saves. They have a 5.56 ERA, the second worst in all of baseball, a 1.53 whip, the fourth worst in all of baseball. And he praised the moves of signing Joe Ross and Jordan Romano to contracts. Joe Ross in 12 and 2/3 innings this year has a 5.68 ERA, a 73 ERA plus, a 1.342 whip, and a 4.53 FIP. Jordan Romano in 8 and 2/3 innings has a 13.5 ERA, a 31 ERA plus, a 2.077 whip, and a 7.76 FIP. If you don't know analytics that well, let me sum it up for you. These guys suck. All right. The signings were terrible, and I know it's early, but this whole nonsense that the Phillies are still a team to beat in the NL East is absolute garbage. All right. The team to beat in the NL East is the New York Mets. So that is your Flushing Faithful for this week. LFGM.
Look, I there's no argument.
No.
Hey, I will say,
hey, at least you can admit it. You don't let your personal bias, like the person who wrote the article, get in the way of your analysts.
I love my Phillies. I do, man. But when we suck, I know they suck for sure. And that bullpen is such a major issue, and
it has been. It still is.
Yeah,
Any thought the bullpen will be better is complete garbage. You sign 2 players, it doesn't make it automatically better, especially with how weird relievers are. They could go from having a 1.6 ERA 1 year to a 5 the next year.
All I'm saying is Jeff Hoffman's doing quite well in Toronto, who we had last year, and now we're stuck with Jordan Romano, who was a Blue Jay last year.
13 ERA.
Yes, he's so dog shit. I digress. He pisses me off. Alvarado is good. I think Alvarado is solid. O'Kirkering is okay, and then the rest of the bullpen can kick. Oh, Matt Strahm is good. Everyone else can kick rocks. But yeah, Phillies, rough series to say the least for sure. Shout out to your Mets, man, for a heck of a series, and you guys are, like I said, like you mentioned, one of the hottest teams in baseball.
Hottest team baseball, best team in baseball, best team at home, 12-1.
That's right, and that's good when you guys are as dominant at home as you guys are, man. You guys
and we're 12-1 out our best players looking at the expectations. All right, when Soto turns on, this team's gonna get dangerous because it's right there.
It's only gonna get harder, my friend. And that ball's gonna be flying. And once he hits that first dinger in Citi Field, it's momentous occasion to say the least. So great segment, my friend. Good stuff there. And the Mets have I think I'm not sure if you mentioned it, but who do you guys have next? If you don't,
we have the Nationals coming up for 4. We're going to DC for 4 with the Nationals starting tomorrow.
Yeah, they're a gritty team, but I think
they're a gritty team. It'll be a good test for us to see how we do against the gritty teams.
To help extend that division lead. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Build that lead up. Like I said, build up as much as you can now, so you don't have to worry about it in September and October and August when a cold streak might come.
Yes, sir. For the A's, they recently called up their first base prospect, Nick Kurtz. Yeah, apparently the A's announcers were warned to say his name slowly.
That was fake.
That was fake? Okay.
You got. That's... You know what NBA Sentinel? Yeah. Welcome to the Talking Beast Ball.
Dang it. I knew it. But Mr. Kurtz got called up to the majors after 40 games in the minors. But he was great. Had his first hit and RBI last night for the Athletics, who beat the Rangers, which is great. I just wanted to mention that real quick. The A's are still disappointing. They're like they're last in the West, but they're only like 3 or 4 games back of the division leap. So anything can happen.
Close, except for the NL East.
Yeah.
It's great.
Must.
Oh, it's really nice.
Must be nice.
Must be nice. And you just know Yankee fans are crying.
Well, they're in the East, so they won't be crying too much. But they've cried about certain players, of course.
Oh, they keep crying about certain players. It's a little annoying. Listen, I don't care you're upset, but move on. And don't let it, don't let your saltiness take over how you analyze sports. And maybe get a little creative with your comebacks. Don't just say 1986 like every single stupid Yankee fan does. All right. People have been saying that since I was in since I was in first grade. People were like 86, 86. Okay. Get some new material. Don't just keep bringing up dusty rings. 86 when the Mets last won the World Series.
Thank you. I'm like, so what does that mean?
But
we
keep talking about like, oh, we won one in 2009. Everyone says 86. Yeah, okay, guys. Okay,
2009 is still a long time.
2009 is a long time ago. 86 is a long time ago, but 2009 isn't exactly recent.
Yeah, recent is like 2019, 2020,
yeah.
That stuff. Yeah. Heck,
yeah,
we're still
like,
waiting for.
That's not as big as a brag as you think it is.
Yeah, like hell, the Giants have won it. The New York Football Giants haven't won a chip since 2012. I've been dying for a chip, and no one can tell me that's recent. No, sir, that is not.
Met fans can't talk to the Yankee fans because we won in 09, and they haven't won since 86. Bro, that's not as big as a brag as you think it is, because it's first graders have been saying it to me since, they won in 2009. So, maybe it's time to get some new material after 15 years.
As we shift towards our post-game segment, shout out to Brian. Shout out to you, my guy, for a hell of a segment of Flushing Faithful.
There's so many people confused right now. They don't get the inside joke. This is all targeted at somebody.
I know. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, post-game segment. Just some notable news across the sports world, mostly in the NFL, let's be honest. Tyler Lockett joins the Tennessee Titans on a 1-year, $4 million deal. Yeah, Lockett's a veteran guy, man. Good for Tennessee that they'll have their franchise quarterback by the end of tonight in Cameron Ward, and he'll have a heck of a receiving core when everything is said and done. He'll have Lockett, he'll have Ridley, and I'm sure Tennessee will also grab a receiver in the draft as well. So shout out to the Titans for getting a veteran guy. But honestly, receivers go to die in Tennessee. Randy Moss, Andre Johnson, DeAndre Hopkins, you get the drift. So Kirby Joseph signs a 4-year, $86 million deal extension, I should say, to stay with Detroit. He becomes the highest paid safety in the NFL now. He led the league last year with 9 interceptions, 58 tackles, and 12 pass deflections. A new WNBA team is coming to Portland there's no team name quite yet, but they just signed off on a $150 million project on a training facility that will be shared with the Houston Thorns of the NWSL. So shout out to the Portland team there. No names yet, but I don't know, Portland
Sasquatches.
Sure, there you go. That's gonna be my name suggestion, and I came up with that myself.
No, I came up with that. That was my first expansion franchise on NHL when they added expansion mode. I came up with the Portland Sasquatches.
Nice. We should recommend that name to them. And if they choose,
I got a mascot design too.
Really?
Oh my god! Yeah, let's pull him up. His name was Squatchy.
If you can send me the image, I will show it on
Give me
here.
a minute. Hang on. I got to find this. This is years ago. Just keep going. I'll hang on.
For sure.
I definitely still have this guy. This guy was terrifying. Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Yeah, it's going to be the WNBA is only getting bigger, man. I mean, the Golden State Valkyries.
Women Hockey League is too. They're adding a Vancouver team. We're getting some expansion too. I just sent it over.
Right. Thank you very much for that. This is an interesting one.
I told you.
Let me put this here, and then we're going to show it right here on our screen for you folks, for those watching on YouTube. Let's see. I have to convert it from HEIC to MIG. Great. But other news, as I get the image loaded up here, College Football 26 will be revealed in May. The release is set for July 10th.
High school. Road to Glory starts in high school.
Road to Glory starts in high school, which is what we all asked for. Kind of brings us back to our days in NCAA 14, so that's going to be fun as well. There's going to be a new score bug, which is cool. I like the little niches and stuff. I'm weird like that, to say the least. There's gonna be real coaches in the next one. And then Lowe's is teaming up with Metallica for the music. So a lot of good things are coming.
I would think Home Depot would be a better fit because like they host game day and everything. I feel like I would have gone to Home Depot first, not Lowe's.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
You
but
know?
I guess
Lowe's is just trying to, hey, Home Depot is ESPN. We'll just and the SEC. We'll just go get the football game. There he is.
This is the Sasquatch.
That's Squatchy.
This could be a good mascot for the new WMA team. I like it.
A Sasquatch named Squatchy.
Fantastic choice. I'll take it.
He had a drum. It was great.
Yes, you should submit that idea to them whenever
I should. How do I do that?
I know. We gotta look that up for sure. But yeah, NCAB coming out in July, so 3 more months away until we get the new one, and that's when the Ultimate Team purchases begin once again for me. But also, I'm looking forward to play Dynasty and all that fun stuff. And speaking of college football, former Notre Dame quarterback Steve Angeli is headed to the Syracuse Orange. My friend, I am looking forward to this one because I know Angeli showed out a little bit last year in the playoff when he stepped in for Leonard. And one of my friends, Casey, he's a big Syracuse guy, and I kind of had some doubts about their starting quarterback, Ricky Collins. So what can you tell us about Angeli?
Steve Angeli is going to be great at Syracuse. He's a pass-first quarterback. He doesn't have the athleticism like Ryan Leonard does, but he'll sit in the pocket. He'll throw the ball. Like, look at his performance in the Sun Bowl a couple years ago. I think he threw for like 300 yards, a couple touchdowns. This is a guy, look, in the Orange Bowl drive, I think it was 6 for 7 on that drive and drove right down the field. Constant professional, has sat behind Notre Dame for years, and he's definitely ready to step into the big time and be a good starting quarterback in college football.
Right. Yeah, he'll be. I mean, to me, bringing him in shows that the quarterback one competition may not be over in Syracuse, because I know they committed to Collins and everything, and obviously they recently lost Trevor Pena to the transfer portal. I don't think bringing in Angeli will bring him back particularly, but honestly, if I'm Syracuse, I feel more comfortable bringing in
I would too.
Having
you have a guy that's competed on the highest level and has like shown pretty good. He looked great in the spring game too.
Yeah, I just think Collins isn't ready quite yet, so might as well just start.
Angeli has, I think, 2 years of eligibility left, so you start him for 2 years, and then you slowly bring in the freshman. There
you go. And then finally, YouTube TV, a TV subscription I'll probably get for today. They're introducing.
This is genius.
Yes, you heard about it then. Multi-view options, but it's not just sports, so you can have literally up to 4 screens, 4 channels on one screen. Sports and non-sports. So literally, you can have Family Guy right here, the NFL draft here. You can have Draft Day, the movie right here, and you can have something else over on the right corner. Like, it's...
You know how many fights this is going to solve, like husbands and wives? Like, what do we watch tonight, honey? Well, Sunday football's on. I thought we were going to watch a movie. You put the game on one screen, no sound on. You put the movie on one with the sound. You get the best of both worlds. You still watch the football game. You're also watching, a movie with the with the missus. It's great.
There you go. YouTube TV has solved relationships, and your idea has definitely has brought peace to couples out there as well. So, and then finally, Shadur Sanders, man, there was a quote. He was getting criticized a lot. He's been criticized a lot these past this offseason, no doubt about it. But a quote from Mr. Jordan Schultz, who spoke with a high-level NFL executive today, and said this, quote, "The anonymous negative quotes that pop up every year are total garbage. If you got something to say, you put your name on it or keep it in-house. Every team has access to similar intel. Nobody's dumb enough to read a tweet and suddenly pull a guy off their board. This is supposed to be a celebration for these players, the biggest weekend of their lives. And instead, some people try to torpedo them for clout. Enough already. It's embarrassing for the league." So, yeah, look, man, you anonymous, whatever offensive coach you are, you want to, criticize Shadur and whatever. Yeah, you can go, like I said, go F yourself. Because no matter how much you like or dislike the player, these guys are going to have their lives changed forever. And you should be rooting for them. They work so damn hard to get this, point in time. And just because, his last name is Sanders or or just because, he acts a certain way or has a moxie about him. Why? There's no need to, to criticize the young man. Like he's at the end of the day, he's just a young kid trying to live out his dreams, and he's going to tonight. In Shedeur Sanders and all these other players. So I just want to bring it up real quick. And the draft's gonna be fun, man. And we'll get into Pickle, of course, right now. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And all these kids are, when their name is called, like I said, dreams are gonna come true for them. So I'm excited to see all these young guys, find their new homes and all these feel-good stories when they get drafted that are going to come out soon. So yeah, draft day is here and we're all for it. So all righty, we head to Pickle last on Tuesday. I guess the player, thankfully,
Josh Young
out of the blue. Yeah, that was lucky me, I will say. I'm very lucky I guessed that player. So as it's loading up right now, perfect. All right, my friend, you're up first as always. Who do we got?
Let's give it to someone who deserves it, Mr. Max Kranick of the New York Mets. Okay, there he is. Not a Met, NL East player. You American.
Okay.
American player.
You know what? Let's go Harper. No. Chill. He could be a lefty. Oh, he's a lefty.
Yes.
Schwarber. It's Kyle Schwarber. It's not Kyle Schwarber. Right.
I was saying, what's going on with the left field there?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's a lefty. Is Jacob Young a lefty?
Young? Let's see.
On the Nationals?
He is a righty.
Righty. How about CJ Abrams?
He is a lefty, but throws righty.
Yeah, he's double lefty.
Let's see. Phillies. Trying to think of Phillies.
Matt Olson?
True.
I go Matt Olson.
Okay. No, he's
a Brave,
okay.
though.
We got the team. Okay. Jared something?
Kalenic? No way, it's Kalenic.
Is it Kalenic?
It's Kalenic, yes.
How do I spell it? Bro.
K-E-L.
Did I spell his name wrong?
Just do the last name. Just do Kalenic, K-E-L.
I appreciate that.
There he is.
Sir. Ah, shit. We almost got it. Okay, so he's either 23, 24, 26, or 27. Or no, he's definitely
Sean Murphy?
Or 23.
The catcher?
No, Murphy's kind of old. I ain't gonna lie. He's in. Who's young on the Braves that's a lefty?
Albies? No, is he righty? He might be righty.
Oh, I'll take a look right now. Albies. Switch. Nah. USA too. So
USA too. Yeah, that makes it. Oh my God, Austin Riley.
Is it righty? No, he's a lefty too. Dang. First base, Olsen. Second, Albies. Shortstop.
It was Swanson, but it's not Swanson anymore. It was Profar. I don't know who's playing short for them now. It's not a starter.
Could be a reliever.
Ozuna's old.
Yeah, definitely not young.
Michael Harris.
Beautiful work, my friend.
Thank you.
Beautiful work, Michael freaking Harris. Good player, by the way. I think he's struggling. He's struggling a little bit to start the year, but he's a good player.
But he's decent.
Yes, sir. All right, good stuff, my friend, and that will do it for our final show of season 2. 79 episodes. That's quite a lot, man. But it's always a lot of fun, so basically, we did 2 episodes a week, for what 30, almost 40 weeks of 2 episodes per week. So,
Yep.
it's been fun. It's been fun, and the fun does not end at all. There are no breaks, not here. No, sir. There's no off season for any of us. Nope. Season 3 starts right back up next Tuesday. Same hosts, maybe different segments, for sure, to say the least. But it's gonna be a lot of fun as we head into season 3 for our third and 10 for the third and 10 podcast. So. Once again, we appreciate y'all's support, man. It means a lot to us, honestly. We see you guys watching. We see you guys giving us the views and the clicks and the likes and the comments and all the things. So we appreciate, every single one of you guys for your support. It means a lot to us, and we can't thank you guys enough. So we hope you guys stick with us as we head towards season 3. A lot more Giants content, of course, on the way. It's going to be a lot of Giants content with all the draft stuff coming up starting tonight. So we'll see who becomes the New York Football Giant starting today. Heading in past Saturday, and we'll go from there. So
can't wait.
Joe Shane, you're up, buddy. Let's see what's cooking. What's cooking? Hey, you didn't have Hard Knocks, watching you this time. So
thank God.
Yeah, thank God. Yeah, wait man, they should have picked a different team than us, but I digress.
Way to ruin that for everyone else.
I know.
We literally ruined it for everybody.
Telling you. But yeah, you can follow us on social media at BrianPG1016. You can follow me and Nathan_New124 and our podcast page at Third and 10 Pod on TikTok, Instagram, X, and YouTube as well. So, all right, folks, we hope you guys
tonight for Belly Up. We'll both be on it for the Giants picks.
Yes, so we'll be seeing you guys there. But again, thank you guys so much for your support. We'll catch you guys next Tuesday. Enjoy the draft tonight. We hope your team gets the player that you want. Or not, depending on, I don't know. I just care about my Giants, and that's all I care about.
Carter.
Hey, what's it called? Once we find out the number, I'm getting a jersey. I'm getting his jersey and Malik's jersey, and our next quarterback's jersey, to say the least. Getting all 3 of them. Or no, maybe not. Maybe just merch in general. Yeah, probably get the merch.
Get some merch.
Yeah.
You like the T-shirt jerseys? They're better.
Yeah. The jerseys are just too. I'm not that rich. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah.
This is a long-term. This is a long-term investment. This was 15 years.
Exactly. Yeah. Once the guy stays a little longer, that's when the jersey comes into play. But yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one on Tuesday for season 3, episode 1. Until then, thank you guys as always. Bye.